Talking about Chicago Sky coach sends strong Angel Reese message after loss to Indiana Fever, right? So let's read what it says here. Chicago's loss to the Fever forced them to 2-5 on the season. They were finally gaining traction, winning back-to-back games against the Dallas Wings before they faced off against the Fever. After the loss to Indiana, Chicago Sky head coach Tyler Marsh responded to a question on Angel Reese's struggles, finishing the game against the Fever with 4 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists.
Following the Chicago Sky's recent defeat against the Indiana Fever, head coach Tyler Marsh made statements that have generated significant discussion within the basketball community. The loss dropped Chicago to a disappointing 2-5 record for the season, interrupting what appeared to be positive momentum after consecutive victories over the Dallas Wings. During the post-game press conference, reporters questioned Marsh about Angel Reese's challenging performance against Indiana. Reese managed only 4 points while collecting 12 rebounds and dishing out 2 assists, converting just 28.6% of her field goal attempts. Rather than acknowledging individual struggles, Marsh defended his player with surprising conviction.
Marsh mentioned that he doesn't believe Reese struggled to make an impact against the Fever despite shooting 28.6% from the field. Are we serious right now, man? Are we serious? Let's just continue, man. The Sky coach explained that the team needs to be better for Angel Reese, looking to help the Chicago forward succeed with the weapons around her.
The Sky's head coach firmly stated his belief that Reese hadn't experienced difficulties making her presence felt during the contest. He emphasized that the entire roster needed to elevate their play to better support Reese and maximize the team's potential with the talent available. Marsh's exact words were telling, "Angel didn't have problems tonight. Our entire squad had problems." He continued, "The focus shouldn't be on Angel improving for our benefit. Instead, we need to improve for Angel's benefit."
The man stated, "I don't think Angel struggled tonight. I think we struggled as a team," Marsh said. "It's not about Angel being better for us. It's us being better for Angel." Look, man. Honestly, I can't blame Chicago Sky's struggle all on Tyler Marsh. I see the fans turning against him. I see the fans talking trash about him, all that good stuff. I can't necessarily blame.
This defensive stance has drawn criticism from various quarters. While some observers acknowledge that Chicago's struggles cannot be attributed solely to coaching decisions, the team's overall performance has been concerning. Players across the roster have struggled with three-point shooting accuracy, ball security issues, and general execution problems. The situation becomes more complex when considering the broader pattern of accountability within the organization. Critics argue that both Reese's supporters and now her coach appear reluctant to address individual performance issues directly. This approach raises questions about whether honest evaluation is taking place within the team structure.
The catastrophe that's going on over there on the coach, all on the coach, at least. The players aren't performing. They aren't performing, man. They're shooting abysmal from the three. They're not taking care of the ball. They're looking really ridiculous over there. So it's crazy to me that not only Angel Reese's fan base,
statistical evidence suggests cause for concern regarding Reese's current form. Her shooting percentage near the basket has dropped to approximately 30%, a figure that most analysts consider problematic for a player in her position. These numbers indicate genuine struggles that may require direct attention and adjustment. Some basketball observers suggest that coaching decisions could help address these performance issues. Alternative rotation patterns, including increased playing time for players like Maddie Westbell, might provide different dynamics. Additionally, adjusting Reese's role or minutes could potentially create better opportunities for success.
Looks to blame everybody else except Angel Reese for her play. But even the coach, the head coach, looks to blame everybody else except Angel Reese for her play. Now, fam, like I stated before, I don't think it's all on the coach. I don't think it's all on the players. I think it's a good mixture. But, fam, you're not about to sit here and tell me that Angel Reese is not struggling. You are kidding me with that, fam.
The debate extends beyond individual performance to broader questions of player development and team chemistry. Critics argue that treating struggling players as superstars without corresponding production can hinder both individual growth and team success. Current performance levels don't necessarily justify superstar treatment or protection from constructive criticism. Video analysis of recent games reveals specific instances where execution problems occurred. Multiple possessions showed missed opportunities near the basket, including situations where defensive pressure was minimal. These examples highlight the gap between potential and current production.
You are kidding me with that, man. You're showing a huge reason why your team is losing right now. Accountability. You have to call it a spade, man. Stop beating around the bush. Be real with Angel. Be real with everybody on the team. Be real. You can't fix the issue if you don't address it. How do you expect to fix what's going on over there if you're just going to protect her feelings, protect her fan base feelings?
One particular sequence demonstrated the challenges facing the team. A well-executed entry pass created a favorable scoring position, but the opportunity was squandered due to poor finishing. Similar breakdowns occurred during pick-and-roll situations where good ball movement failed to result in successful scoring attempts. Another problematic play involved a driving situation that resulted in a turnover due to traveling violation. These fundamental errors compound the team's offensive struggles and contribute to their poor record.
Angel Reese, girl, you're my angel, you're my darling. Angel Reese walking into last night's game. Oof, what an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time.
The coaching staff faces difficult decisions moving forward. While team chemistry and player confidence remain important considerations, honest assessment of individual contributions may be necessary for improvement. Balancing supportive leadership with accountability represents a significant challenge. Some analysts suggest that protective statements from coaches, while well-intentioned, may actually hinder player development. Without direct feedback about performance issues, improvement becomes more difficult to achieve. Professional athletes typically benefit from clear, honest evaluation of their strengths and weaknesses.
For this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pregame catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the game of basketball? Now, a lot of people are clowning this outfit. I'm not clowning it. It's a nice fit. It's a nice fit. In fact, you know what this reminds me of? You guys ever watch the movie American Gangster? Of course you have. You're decent people around here. When Frank Lucas's wife just tosses him this nice fur outfit right before the boxing match, but unfortunately, that puts the target.
The situation also raises questions about practice preparation and game readiness. If players aren't experiencing appropriate intensity and pace during training sessions, translating skills to game situations becomes problematic. Rushing shots and poor decision-making often result from inadequate preparation for actual game conditions. Chicago's overall team performance certainly contributes to individual struggles. Poor spacing, limited ball movement, and defensive breakdowns affect every player's ability to succeed. However, individual accountability remains crucial even within team-oriented sports. The coaching staff must find ways to address both systemic team issues and individual performance concerns. This balance requires honest communication with players while maintaining team unity and confidence. Avoiding difficult conversations about performance may provide short-term comfort but could limit long-term development.
On Frank Lucas's back, that's the first thought I had watching Angel Reese, watching her end this fit in the catwalk. But unfortunately, Angel Reese brought her outfit and left her game at home. She brought the nice hat, she brought the nice boots, she brought the nice jacket, she brought the nice gloves, but unfortunately, she left her game at home. 4 points.
Moving forward, the Sky organization faces important decisions about player roles, rotation patterns, and performance standards. Whether they choose to maintain current approaches or implement changes will likely determine their success for the remainder of the season. The debate surrounding Marsh's comments reflects broader questions about modern sports coaching and player development. Finding the appropriate balance between support and accountability continues to challenge coaches at all levels of professional basketball. These discussions will likely continue as Chicago's season progresses and performance patterns either improve or persist. The organization's response to current challenges may define their trajectory for years to come. The basketball community will be watching closely to see how this situation develops and whether coaching adjustments or player improvements address the underlying issues that have contributed to the team's disappointing start to the season. The Indiana Fever delivered a crushing performance against the Chicago Sky, securing a decisive win on the road. Despite the absence of key figures, Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark, the team's comprehensive display showcased their depth and resilience in front of the Chicago crowd. Ari McDonald emerged as a dominant force, continuing her exceptional run of form with another stellar outing. Since joining the Indiana roster, McDonald has established herself as the league's premier steal artist, topping WNBA statistics in that category. Her impact extends beyond defensive disruption, contributing significantly on the offensive end as well. Aaliyah Boston delivered her trademark consistent performance, fulfilling her role effectively throughout the contest. However, the spotlight belonged to Dawana Bonner, who has elevated her game tremendously since Clark's injury. Bonner has been producing impressive statistics consistently, stepping into a larger role seamlessly. The supporting cast also contributed meaningfully to the triumph. Lexi Hall made valuable contributions, nearly reaching double figures in scoring while providing solid minutes. The collective effort demonstrated the team's growing chemistry and balanced approach. The Fever's defensive scheme proved devastatingly effective against Chicago's offense. Under Austin Kelly's guidance, the team implemented aggressive pressure that forced hurried decisions and disrupted the Sky's rhythm completely. Chicago appeared overwhelmed from the opening quarter, struggling to establish any offensive flow. The defensive intensity created numerous transition opportunities while limiting Chicago's scoring chances. This suffocating approach set the foundation for the comprehensive victory, with the Sky looking defeated early in the proceeding. The final scoreline read 79-52, reflecting the dominant nature of Indiana's performance across all four quarters.
12 rebounds, 2 assists, in 27 minutes of action, a minus 23 turnovers as the Chicago Sky, without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, without Stephanie White, hope everything's okay, Steph, without those three, the Chicago Sky got slapped around on their home court by the Indiana Fever. Austin Kelly, salute.
Statistical breakdown reveals the balanced contribution. Lexi Hall, 29 minutes, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 points. Melissa Smith, 26 minutes, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 13 points. Aaliyah Boston, 27 minutes, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 11 points. The distribution of scoring demonstrates the team-oriented approach that defined this victory. Multiple players reached double figures, indicating the offensive balance that makes this squad difficult to defend. Caitlin Collier logged 25 minutes but produced limited offensive output with minimal scoring. In contrast, Ari McDonald maximized her 25-minute stint with impressive efficiency, recording 12 points alongside 2 assists and 1 rebound. McDonald's production from a reserve role highlights her value to the rotation. Kelsey Mitchell maintained her consistent scoring with 17 points in 25 minutes, adding 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Her veteran leadership remained evident throughout the contest. McDonald's exceptional play raises questions about rotation adjustments. Her defensive prowess and offensive contribution suggest she deserves expanded minutes or potentially a starting role. The contrast between her production and some current starters becomes increasingly apparent with each performance. Since Clark's arrival, Indiana holds an impressive 5-6 record against Chicago, demonstrating their competitive advantage in this matchup. With McDonald in the lineup, the Fever maintains a perfect 2-0 record, highlighting her immediate impact on team success. The contest drew significant attention, with the United Center hosting hosting 19,000 spectators for this WNBA showcase. The venue, typically accommodating 21,000 fans, operated at reduced capacity due to ongoing construction projects. Despite the limitations, the atmosphere remained electric throughout the evening. Clark's presence courtside, despite not playing, continued to generate fan excitement. Her interaction with supporters and visible engagement with the game demonstrated her commitment to the team even while sidelined. Austin Kelly's defensive game plan received widespread praise for its effectiveness. The strategic approach completely neutralized Chicago's offensive weapons while creating numerous scoring opportunities for Indiana. This tactical masterclass showcased the coaching staff's ability to adapt and execute game-specific strategies. The victory represents more than just another win in the standings. It demonstrates the team's capability to perform at a high level regardless of personnel availability. This depth and versatility bode well for sustained success throughout the season.
And Tyler Marsh, salute to you, Tyler Marsh. Salute to you. But Angel Reese did set some trends. She did set some trends. Not all was lost last night. Angel Reese now has more rebounds than points in her WNBA career. Who comes up with these stats? Who comes up with these stats? I know people were saying, oh, she's like more like Denise Rodman. Oh, she's like Dennis Rodman of the WNBA, more like Denise Rodman.
Social media reactions reflected the widespread appreciation for Indiana's performance, with fans and analysts praising both individual contributions and collective execution. The comprehensive nature of the victory left little doubt about which team dominated proceeding. This commanding performance against Chicago reinforces Indiana's emergence as a formidable force in the league. With key players returning from injury soon, the team's potential appears limitless as they continue building momentum through the season. The Chicago Sky faced a devastating loss on their home court, with Angel Reese making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Before the game, Reese arrived in an elaborate ensemble, coordinated boots, jacket, gloves, and hat that clearly required significant preparation time. This attention to pre-game fashion raised questions about whether equal effort was being invested in actual basketball skill development.
Stepped up in a big way in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She damn near got 10 points. Everybody seemed like they was just doing everything they had to do, man, today. I can't even lie. It felt like a collective team win, bro. And this is what you want to see. Everybody firing off on all cylinders, man. Let's pull up the box score right now. Go over these numbers, because I'm telling you right now, it's a beautiful time to be an Indiana Fever fan. But one thing I can say real quick, man, is the defense.
The outfit itself wasn't problematic. It was well coordinated and stylish. The ensemble brought to mind scenes from classic films where characters dress impressively but face consequences for standing out. However, Reese's on-court performance failed to match her pre-game presentation. Her statistics told a concerning story: 4 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists across 27 minutes, finishing with a -20 rating and 3 turnovers. The Chicago Sky, missing key players Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, and head coach Stephanie White, suffered a crushing defeat against the Indiana Fever at home. Despite the poor overall performance, Reese did achieve an unusual milestone. She now has accumulated more career rebounds than points in WNBA play. This statistic sparked comparisons to defensive specialists, though critics suggested the comparison might be premature given her overall impact. The team's offensive output reached historic lows, managing only 52 points, the franchise's worst scoring performance since 2011. This marked such a significant drought that fans in attendance requesting autographs weren't even born during the team's previous scoring low of this magnitude. Head coach Tyler Marsh defended his star player post-game, stating that individual struggles weren't the issue, but rather team-wide problems. He emphasized that the organization needed to improve collectively to better support Reese rather than expecting her to elevate her individual performance. However, practice footage revealed concerning training methods. Video showed Reese participating in drills that appeared disconnected from actual game situations. These exercises seemed designed more for confidence building than skill development, featuring unrealistic scenarios with minimal defensive pressure. Coaches stood watching passively rather than providing meaningful resistance or instruction.